in the field, you are going to come across many barriers that you will need to navigate over, under, and through. This course will teach you the Marines' way of doing just that. If you think you have a better way, you can leave now and go show your mother. You are government property, so you better do it my way, and you better like it.
Come on, boys. We can do this better than that group. Let's show them what we got.
Not bad, ladies. Now run through those tunnels. This here in front of you is the Marines' mud pit. Think of it as your own little... Now get on your belly and crawl like the worms you are. If you get caught in that wire, I will leave you here. Now move it. We don't have all day, sweetheart. Get up and over those ladders. Now you are going to learn how to use that rifle that you love so much. Hit those dummies with the butt of your rifle. Get across the pit using the balance boards. Double time.
Sergeant! I'm sorry,
You will not apologize! You will continue to destroy the enemy any way you can! What are you turd balls looking at? If the rest of you had half the strength of Private Minoso, I might actually have something to work with! Well, I can't believe you all made it through in one piece! Now let's see how you girls handle the business end of your weapon. Get your butts onto that transport and we'll finish on the firing range. Move it!
Man, what a hard ass. You said it.
Knock it off, you two. That was the hard part. Let's move!
We died and made him boss.
Welcome to my firing range. You will listen to every word I say. I have not lost a single scumbag on my firing line, and I will not lose one today. Do you ladies understand me? Now gather up some ammo, pick a spot on the range, and we'll get to work.
Take 1 box each, boys. 1 box each.
Aim at the target in front of you. If you hit one, and I mean the bullseye, wait for it to be replaced with a new one. If you move, it will not be very accurate, so keep those boots planted. If you kneel down, you will be more accurate. And getting down in the dirt is even better, so try all 3 positions. Ready on the right. Ready on the left. Stand by, targets. Fire! I have not lost a single scumbag on my firing line, and I will not lose one today. Do you ladies understand me? Now gather up some ammo, pick a spot on the range, and we'll get to work.
Take 1 box each, boys. 1 box each.
Aim at the target in front of you. If you hit one, and I mean the bullseye, wait for it to be replaced with a new one. If you move, it will not be very accurate, so keep those boots planted. If you nail down, you will be more accurate. And getting down in the dirt is even better, so try all 3 positions. Ready on the right. Ready on the left. Stand by, targets. Fire! Conlon, Gaines, we have 2 scoped rifles available for use today. See how many hits you can get on the long-range targets.
That's right, ladies, I'm a crack shot. Just get me over to Germany and me and this rifle will win that war all by our lonesomes.
Don't just cheat, Private. That's some pretty fair shooting. Let's see what you boots can do with the autos. You four head back to the ammo table and Corporal Bates there will issue you each an M1928A1 Thompson submachine gun. Do not let those rifles hit the dirt, maggots. These weapons are fully automatic. Now that does not mean that you should just spray and pray. Take your time to aim and fire the weapon in short bursts only. Not bad, men, not bad. Fetch your rifles back up and let's move on to the heavier stuff. You four with the rifles! The MP here will continue to supervise your apparent lack of shooting prowess. Let's go, men. You worthless Duke! I'm ready to 4F you right out of my car!
Hold up, Private. I'm gonna need to take those weapons from you.
First things first. Private Conlon, grab that demolition charge from the table. You'll see behind me that we have some beat-up jalopies. Today, we're gonna blast the living hell out of them. Private Conlon here is gonna get things started. Private, get your sorry tail down there and plant that charge on one of those cars. That thing is live, so watch yourself. Now get your butt back up here, Private! Good work, Private Conlon. You may just yet make PFC. Let's move over to the grenade station. All right, pick up a couple grenades. Don't worry, ladies. These are training grenades. You think I would trust you with a real grenade? No! Pull the pin and let them fly. See if you can hit some of those barrels out there. Very well, pond scum. Some of you could do better, but it'll... If you can't get this right, I have no use for you! Out of my sight, maggot!
You don't need those anymore, Private.
First thing, you'll see behind me that we have some beat-up jalopies. Today, we're gonna blast the living hell... Now get your butt back up here, Private! Good work, Private Conlon. You may just yet make PFC. Let's move over to the grenade station. All right, pick up a couple grenades. Don't worry, ladies. These are training grenades. You think I would trust you with a real grenade? No! Pull the pin and let them fly. See if you can hit some of those barrels out there. Very well, pond scum. Some of you could do better, but it'll do.
You don't need those anymore, Private.
Now here we have my personal favorite, the M1919A430 caliber machine gun. I want two men. One is to act as a spotter and reloader, the other will fire the weapon. Okay, let her rip,
Come on, Tommy.
ladies!
I'll spot for you. This ain't my cup of tea.
Let's head to the mortars. You may notice we have a fine piece of craftsmanship on the mortar range. Well, you maggots are the first to get a crack at busting that Jerry Cab into scrap. The first recruit who gets his mortar set up and hits that truck will win by never-ending incredulous soup. Well done, Private Conlon. Your heavy weapons proficiency has been duly noted. Now, except maybe for Minoso here, I most seriously doubt any of you will ever be in charge of anything but your own sorry-ass existence. However, there will be times when lives depend on one of you maggots making the right call in the field. I expect each of you to rise to such an occasion. Sullivan, there's a Marine bleeding to death in the open. You cannot reach him without support. Let me hear your call for suppressing fire.
Suppressing fire!
Minoso, you're one aggressive son of a bitch. I bet you'll be charging headlong into hell for the Corps. Let me hear you tell these pansies to move up with you.
Move up!
Outstanding. Gaines, you, on the other hand, strike me as someone who'll turn tail and piss himself at the sight of an advancing enemy. Am I right?
No, Drill Sergeant!
Well, ain't that a shame? If the combat situation dictates, you may need to do just that. You are heavily outnumbered, Private, so you better tell your squad mates to fall back.
Fall back!
Good. I don't care if you're sucking face with Rita Hayworth herself. You hear a Marine call out, you best respond. Private Conlon, you are being fired upon. Your squad is out of position. You need to get your fire team back into formation. So let's hear you rally these boys.
Marines, rally up!
Good. Let's go. All right, men. That's enough for today. Good work out there. But oh my God, Gaines! You've just been shot! Hit the deck! I said hit the deck! Now, there's two things to do if and when you are hit by an enemy in combat. Number one, apply pressure to the wound. Next, if you can, call for a corpsman. If you're lucky, one will be around somewhere nearby. Private Sullivan, I understand you have a medical background.
Yes, Sergeant!
Well, lucky us. Make your way over there a bit and play doc for us. Conlon, you take Private Gaines over to doc to get him patched up, and then hightail it back over here ASAP.
Careful where you squeeze me there, Tommy.
Your little girlfriend is bleeding out, Conlon. Get him to your corpsman. Your little girlfriend is bleeding
Careful
out,
where you
Conlon.
squeeze me there, Tommy.
Get him to your corpsman.
Hey, thanks for the ride, Tommy.
Well done, Private Conlon. But you've just been shot as well. Hit the deck. Apply pressure to that wound, Private, or we will lose you. Now, call on that corpsman so we can get you patched up and back into action. All right, men. Good work today. I do believe that with a little more work, you may have a fighting chance. Let's get scrubbed up for mess. Move out!
As German forces begin to... We'll have more information from our European correspondents as it becomes available. This is Mitchell Rollins reporting.
A media storm is brewing from the likes of newspaper magnate William Randolph Hearst and RKO Pictures. It seems Hearst is none too fond of radio writer turned director Orson Welles. Hearst claims Welles' new film, Citizen Kane, is taking inflammatory shots at him personally, as well as his eccentric lifestyle. Hearst is demanding the film prints and negative be destroyed, and claims he will not run any ads in newspapers or on radio stations that he owns. Welles' contract with RKO provides him final cut of the film and the funds by which to complete it. So the high-stakes standoff continues between the two media conglomerates. We'll follow this story as more news becomes available. From New York, this is Steve McPherson reporting.
I'm Walter Brannigan, and this is World News Radio. World News Radio is brought to you by Apex Electric Refrigerators. For the best in cool food appliances, now with frozen food storage, it's Apex Electric Refrigerators. Found at most appliance stores, so ask for it by name. Apex. World News Radio is brought to you by shortwave broadcasts, direct from overseas stations and news centers in our own country. With the latest news information from Europe, here's Mitchell Rollins.
It was just 4 months ago when Germany launched Operation Mercury, an airborne invasion onto the island of Crete. Indications are that German forces suffered extreme losses in the attack. Now, confirmed reports are that as many as 6,000 German paratroopers have been killed in the battle. The mounting losses are said to have possibly affected Adolf Hitler's decision to justify another airborne invasion in the near future. This is only the second known full-fledged airborne attack by the Germans. The first airborne invasion occurred on The Hague in 1940 and proved equally problematic for them. This is Mitchell Rollins reporting from Europe.
Steve McPherson has the latest news coming from the States.
One needn't go further than our local gas stations to see that gasoline prices are at an all-time high. Averaging just around 19 cents a gallon, the price has jumped significantly from a year ago. Inquiries by reporters to several oil production companies in the state have currently gone unanswered. We'll have more information on this when it becomes available. This is Steve McPherson from New York.
We'll be back with more news.
You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child. When you were only starting to go to kindergarten, I bet you drove the little boys wild. And when it came to winning blue ribbons, you must have shown the other kids how. I can see the judge's eyes as they handed you the prize. I bet you made the cutest bow. Oh, you must have been a beautiful baby. 'Cause baby, look at you now. Does your mother realize the stork delivered quite a prize the day he left you on the family tree? Does your dad appreciate that you're merely super great, the miracle of any century? If they don't, just send them both to me. You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child. When you were only starting to go to kindergarten, I bet you drove the little boys wild. And when it came to winning blue ribbons, you must have shown the other kids how. I can see the judge's eyes as they handed you the prize. I bet you made the cutest bow. Oh, you must have been a beautiful baby. Oh, baby, look at you now.
You have it tuned to World News Radio. From our correspondent stationed on the West Coast, Frank Turner.
I'm here in San Diego, California, with national news correspondents from around the states. With the permission from military and state officials, the national news is checking in with our boys going through training down here at Camp Elliott. We have been shown some of the most modern military tactics, some of the newest weaponry, and some of the biggest hardware ever to be devised for military purposes. To say that I am in awe of what I have seen would be an understatement. A portion of the news correspondents will be following the new recruits on their assignments after they have finished training, and I will be there to follow them. From Camp Elliott, this is Frank Turner reporting.
And with more news from March Field in California, Michael Davis.
I am standing on the stage that just 4 months ago saw actor and comedian Bob Hope give a rousing stand-up for U.S. troops. Hope, working with the United Service Organization, never let up in his first ever show for the USO. USO officials commented, saying its stars and show will continue on, and that Bob Hope will be involved in future events. As for now, things at March Field run with calculated and precise movements in anticipation of the return of the 95th Squadron, 17th Bomb Group. The boys are completing military maneuvers in the Carolinas and will be on their way home soon. From the home of the 17th, this is Michael Davis reporting.
We'll be back with more news in a moment. Here's Mitchell Rollins reporting from overseas.
Does anyone remember Rudolf Hess? Hess was the German that parachuted from a Messerschmitt into Ayrshire, Scotland a few months back. He claimed he was on a secret mission to negotiate peace with the Duke of Hamilton on behalf of Germany. Hess's claims were openly dismissed by Adolf Hitler, and he still remains imprisoned in the Tower of London by British authorities. More news on this as we receive it. Mitchell Rollins reporting.
Steve McPherson has some interesting news from New York.
A media storm is brewing from the likes of newspaper magnate William Randolph Hearst and RKO Pictures. It seems Hearst is none too fond of radio writer turned director Orson Welles. Hearst claims Welles' Citizen Kane is taking inflammatory shots at him personally, as well as his eccentric lifestyle. Hearst is demanding the film prints and negative be destroyed, and claims he will not run any ads in newspapers or on radio stations that he owns. Welles' contract with RKO provides him final cut of the film and the funds by which to complete it. So the high-stakes standoff continues between the two media conglomerates. We'll follow this story as more news becomes available. From New York, this is Steve McPherson reporting.
We'll be back with more news
For more than 2 centuries, the United States Marine Corps has fought for freedom. But their infamy, their legend, was forged during the hell of World War II. Triumph cannot exist without hardship, and the price of victory is paid in the blood of men. Faith, courage, and sacrifice paved their road, and that long journey began in the early hours of December 7, 1941.
So, this is your first time in Hawaii, huh? Well, you can't beat